Welcome to the Force. I'm Bongeni Muchwa. The country is still reeling in shock following news yesterday that the flagship long-distance luxury bus service, Greyhound, will soon be no more due to bad trading conditions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. The closure of Greyhound, together with Citiliner and Megabus, all part of the Unitrans Passenger bus company, will see close to 1,000 workers being retrenched. Greyhound was the first luxury intercity bus service to launch in the country 37 years ago. Currently, it transports around 14 million passengers around the country and to neighboring countries such as Zimbabwe and Mozambique. But now, the company says it's being impacted negatively by the country's travel restrictions to fight the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic and has been forced to cease operations just over a week from now. For more on this, we are once again joined by the spokesperson of trade union NUMSA, Phakamile Hlubi. Phakamile, good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon, Mbongeni, and good afternoon to your viewers.
We had you on the show last week. We were talking about the goings-on, the problems at SAA. We are having you back again on the show this week. Now it's Greyhound, Citiliner and Megabus that have landed into operational and financial trouble. It's a shock to the system, it's a shock to the country to think that there will soon be no more Greyhound on our roads. What's your reaction?
No, indeed. It's deeply, deeply shocking and distressing, especially for our members, because this is an organization or a company that's been around for many, many years, and we're talking at least 679 workers will definitely be affected. When you look at the Section 189 notice that they sent to us, they stipulated that at least 679 employees at all of those companies will be affected. So very, very distressing news indeed. And if you consider the socioeconomic situation that we find ourselves in as a country, where the economy is not growing, where we have unemployment levels at around 43%, if you're talking about the expanded definition of unemployment, this is truly will have devastating consequences in the long term, because as long as we don't remedy the conditions that we are dealing with right now, these workers who will find themselves out in the cold as a result of job losses are unlikely to be reemployed. And that's going to create a whole different set of challenges for our country.
Of course, it's very sudden. We haven't seen this before, where a company comes out with a Section 189 and they're saying they're going to be shutting down in just over a week. Does this, obviously, it doesn't leave much room for you and the company maybe to explore alternatives to this retrenchment? We've seen the DA coming out with a statement last night calling on the government maybe to jump in and try and save the company. Is there any hope that something can still be done to try and save the situation?
Well, absolutely. In our view, there is hope and something can be done about the situation. As a union, to be frank, we take a very dim view of the Section 189 that Unitrans Passenger issued to us this week, where they basically say that in about 2 weeks' time, the company will have been shut down. This is not a spaza shop. They have known for some time that they were experiencing financial difficulties. And they say that themselves in their Section 189 notice that it's been at least 2 years. So they don't get to circumvent the Labor Relations Act, which stipulates very clearly that if you're going to serve a company with a Section 189 notice where you are contemplating closure, there is a 60-day consultation process, and that's mandatory. And as far as we're concerned, they're not going to be able to get away from that. And as a trade union, we are already consulting with our attorneys to ensure that as far as that is concerned, we expect that the management of Greyhound will submit themselves to a Section 189 facilitated process through the CCMA, which is the standard practice that we expect when it comes to these types of situations, so that we can have a proper and transparent consultation. it's never good to simply take the word of a company when they say they have to close down. The purpose of consultation is it gives us an opportunity to fully examine their case. They also have to present financials, and it also gives us as an opportunity to come up with alternatives. And
now, quickly, before we run out of time, we've seen, especially with aviation, SAA ran into difficulties. Soon after, the other aviation companies followed suit. Are we likely to see the same situation here with the bus service sector?
I think it depends, because they have been operating through the lockdown. So it really depends on a case-by-case basis. As I said, in the case of Unitrans Passenger, they have to present their financials to justify and demonstrate that this indeed is a dire situation. And also, as NUMSA, we will definitely, if it's necessary, lobby government to support this company. We have always said since last year that the measures which were put in place to support small and medium-sized companies were not good enough during the lockdown.
Well, Phakamile, I'm afraid I'm going to have to stop you there because we've run out of time, but we always appreciate you making yourself available to talk to us. That's where we leave it for today. My colleague Nastasia Arense is standing by to bring you the Alternative Investor. Stay with us.